Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into this video. In this video, I'm going to discuss quantum conductance. So, firstly, what is conductance, and then we will go into quantum conductance. So, why the difference is coming, um, and conductance, it is the ability of a material to conduct electric current. And we know from Ohm's law that I is equal to V times G, and here G is nothing but conductance of conductor, and whereas conductance value G is equal to sigma A by L. So here sigma is conductivity and A is area and L is length. So this is for a bulk material. This is how we calculate conductance. Here you can see a cylindrical wire having length L and cross section area A, and its current is related by Ohm's law as I is equal to applied voltage V times of G. So if the so here we have the bulk material. Now if this conducting material, it becomes smaller and smaller. So as we decrease its size, there will come a point where the Ohm's law will be no longer valid, and the conductance doesn't depend on the dimensions of the conductor, that is area and length. As here it is depending on area and length, it will no longer depend when the conducting material's size is uh, smaller than uh, some minimum value. Now here, so in conductor, when we apply voltage, current will flow. Current flow is nothing but the flow of electrons. So now here, these electrons will have a quantum mechanical wave nature. Like in de Broglie hypothesis, we have seen how the particles behave like both particle and wave nature. So moving electrons will have uh, quantum mechanical wave nature, and as this is because the size of the conducting material is comparable to wavelength lambda of the electron. So when the when we get when we have the size of the conducting material that is comparable to this wavelength lambda of the electron, then the wire is no longer a classical wire, it becomes a quantum wire. So we know that in conductor, when current flows, electrons will move and it has quantum mechanical wave nature having wavelength lambda. So now when the size of this conductor is comparable to that wavelength lambda, then it is no longer a classical wire, it becomes a quantum wire. So hence conductance doesn't vary with dimensions, but it varies in quanta, which is fundamental quantity of quantum conductance. So now suppose if the value of fundamental quantity, which is given as G naught. So here it is not G0, but it is G0, small o, which is 2e square by h. Now here conductance will, suppose we have fundamental quantity this, and the next value of conductance will be 2 times, or 3, 4, 5, 6. It is will be n times of G naught. So that is the meaning of how it varies in quanta. So it is, please correct this here, it is GO and not 0. So here 2e square by h, this is the value of fundamental quantity of quantum conductance. E is the charge of electron and h is the Planck's constant. So we will derive this how we got G naught is equal to 2e square by h. Now here from Landauer formula, the value of fundamental quantity of quantum conductance, this is given by Landauer formula, which we will derive here. So now here we have mu1 and mu2, and a wire is connected, current is flowing, I is flowing. So here mu1 and mu2 represent two potentials, like in a conventional electric circuit, we have two potentials between which conductor is connected, then current will flow through the conductor. Or suppose if we connect a resistor between two potentials, current will flow. Now here these two potentials, we are not going to take them as volt. Like in classical circuit theory, we have 5 volt here, 3 volt here, and resistor is connected. But now, as we are dealing in quantum regime, we will consider these potentials in the form of energy, and we will find the current I through the quantum wire. Now here mu1 mu2 are electric potentials across 1D quantum wire. So this is a 1 dimensional quantum wire connected. So here we are calling these electric potentials, but they are not in the form of voltage, but in the form of energy, as we are dealing in quantum regime. So from we know from semiconductor physics, current density J is equal to minus Ne Vd, where Vd is drift velocity, E is electron charge, and N is number of electrons per unit volume. So this is first equation. Now voltage across the 1D quantum wire is V is equal to mu1 minus mu2. So just only here just consider that this is a voltage and mu1 minus mu2. In the next step you will understand how we are changing this. But for now consider that voltage across the 1D quantum wire is V is equal to mu1 minus mu2. Now here let mu1 and mu2 represent energy having units of joule instead of volts. So here mu1 and mu2 we are representing in the form of energy having the unit of joule instead of volts, since we are dealing in quantum regime. So because of that, here as we are representing this in the form of energy, we have to multiply with E. When we multiply E with V volts, then it will become energy. So here energy minus these two are energy. So on left hand side we have energy terms, and on right side also we get energy. Now here we have to calculate an electron density in the quantum wire. So in this one dimensional quantum wire, we have to find the electron density. So for that we are uh, integrating from mu2 to mu1 dou n by dou e into dE. When we do that, this dou n by dou e is here, and when we integrate dE, we get E, and when we substitute values we get mu1 minus mu2. So this is third equation and this was second equation. Now let n is the number of electrons in volume nu. So here we are taking the uh, volume mu and total number of electrons is n. So here we got electron density. The electron density is always uh, per meter cube. So the total number of electrons we will get when we multiply electron density with the total volume. So here electron density is nothing but total number of electrons by total volume or volume. So here volume is nothing but area times length, and here n is the total number of electrons. So now from this we get, this is the volume of 1D quantum wire. Okay, 1 dimensional quantum wire, and so here total number of electrons is n times Al. If we rearrange terms here, then n is number of electrons which has energy epsilon naught. So here epsilon naught is equal to h nu. This is from quantum mechanics. Energy is related to frequency in this way, and here E is equal to n times epsilon naught. So here n number of electrons has energy epsilon naught. So total energy will be n times epsilon naught, and then E is equal to, replace capital N with this NaL, then epsilon naught, and we know that energy epsilon naught is in the form of h nu. This is uh, so energy is related to frequency and Planck's constant. Then we get this is total. From there we calculate n, which is E by AL h nu. Now we are going to differentiate dou n by dou E. When we do that, that is partial differentiation. We get 1 by AL h nu. This is fourth equation. So now we have here in third we have dou n by dou E. So take this and substitute in third. Then we get capital N is sorry small n is equal to, when we substitute dou n by dou E with this 1 by AL h nu into mu 1 minus mu 2. Then substitute phi and 2 in equation 1. So here we have phi and here we have equation 2 that we have to substitute in equation 1, that is current density. So how we will do that? From equation 5 we will substitute n here, and from equation 2 we will substitute mu 1 minus mu 2. So substitute phi and 2 in equation 1, therefore we will get uh, see J is equal to, this is first equation, minus Ne times Vd, and we know that N is 1 by AL h nu mu 1 minus mu 2. So and but mu 1 minus mu 2 is nothing but E times V, E times voltage. So here combining these two and substituting in J, we end up getting minus 1 by AL h nu. This is minus EV into E times Vd. So here we have mu 1 minus mu 2 and this, and here we have J is minus. So because of that we will get minus EV and ED. So then what is the current density? Current density is nothing but current by area, that is I by A, which is equal to E square. V is capital V, voltage, times drift velocity by AL h nu. When we calculate I by A, E square V, we have to do the drift velocity Vd. So when we do that, AL h nu by 1 by T into T. So we have I by A, and here this we have. So A and A will get cancelled here. So we remain I, and this Vd is nothing but drift velocity Vd is L by T. So this L and this L will get cancelled. We end up with E square V, and here nu is nothing but 1 by T. So this 1 by T, here T and here T will get cancelled. So please note that this is L. Vd is nothing but L by T. So we get I is equal to E square V by H, and I by V is E square by H. Now when we account spin degeneracy, each energy state provides with 2 electrons. Therefore I by V will be 2 E square by H. Then G naught is equal to 2 E square by H, where subscript O denotes the fundamental quantity, that is 1 mode of conductance. So for n modes of conductance, we get G is equal to G naught times N, which is 2 E square by H into capital N. So here the conductance is depending upon N, and it is varying in quanta. Now this is quantum conductance, which we have given with G. Now about quantum resistance. Quantum resistance is the inverse of quantum conductance, which is 1 by G naught N. So this is how we calculated quantum conductance, and in this video please note that Vd is L by T. So LL will cancel, and mu is 1 by T, so this T and T will get cancelled, and in this way we will solve. So If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.